Welcome. Holiday horror films. I think we can all name a horror movie associated with a certain holiday. Christmas has Black Christmas. Thanksgiving has Blood Rage. Halloween has, quite a few of them. But can you guys think of a good Easter one? Come on. Take your time. And yeah, I'd imagine quite a lot of you couldn't think of one.
Wait, what am I going to do on Easter? What am I going to do on Easter?
Whoa. Calm down. What if I told you that there exists an Easter horror movie to watch, and it's pretty funny? Allow me to introduce you to Resurrection, released in 1999. Okay, so what is Resurrection? You know that movie Se7en with Brad Pitt and that pedophile? Well, this is basically a ripoff of that, and it's bad. So we're in Chicago. This is Detective Prudhomme, played by Christopher Lambert. He was in Highlander. I don't know. I never saw it. Anyway, Prudhomme has a wife and kid. Well, had a kid because he died in a hilarious accident.
And his name is John C.
Your child rode like 50 feet straight into the road on his own volition. He literally acknowledged you, must have heard you telling him to stop, and still went into the street. There is literally nobody to blame but the child. Don't be sad he's dead. Be happy that there's one less dumbass kid around. Anyway, Detective Prudhomme, nobody likes him.
Hey, the point is the reason why nobody likes you.
See?
I like you.
Okay, one person likes him, and that's his partner. Now, literally, like the first 5 scenes with the partner, he delivers some sort of joke, so let's analyze his humor. I think we could all use a good laugh. Here, I'll use this one, because he said this.
I do not know why I waste my good jokes on you.
So, I'm sure this is going to be a great piece of comedy.
Hey, how's the blonde turn the lights on after sex? She opens the car door.
Okay, so the joke here is that blonde women are more likely to engage in prostitution? Blonde women are whores? Sorry, I guess I'm too much of a liberal soy boy cuck to understand the intricacies of this dark humor here. Bottom line here, though, ladies, I didn't find that joke funny. So Prudhomme and his partner are here to investigate a murder. And, oh look, they're encroaching on another detective's territory. Now, I'm sure the tension created here is going to pay off later, right?
No!
Oh, okay. All right, so they find a man's body. His arm is cut off and taken by the killer. Hey, it's kind of dark in here. Let's open up the curtains and... I want to point out that this is apparently the first time any of the cops are seeing this, but, like, it's on the window. It should be visible from the outside. These cops suck, and this is a common theme throughout the movie. Just keep that in mind. And speaking of which...
Hey, Jack, can I get one of those papers?
You just got back from a homicide. What the fuck are you doing? You know, everyone knows, after a horrific murder, that's the best time to find deals. Do your fucking job! At least the coroner is doing its job.
You know the exact cause of death?
Yeah, exsanguination. That means he bled to death.
Oh, and he's informing the audience of something everyone around him would have known already. How nice of him. So he finds a key mark and Roman numerals on the body. And so since it's trying to do 7, the killer leaves clues for the detectives to find around the murders. However, unlike 7, it turns out the cops aren't part of the killer's overall plan. So why is he leaving clues for them to find? More on this later. The clues lead them to this garden, and oh look, it's another body with another arm missing and more Roman numerals. Oh, and you guys know it's starting to get really intense when the camera operator starts spazzing out. There's nothing I hate more than these overly intense camera movements. They don't make the scene more intense, they're just fucking annoying. All it does is tell me that you didn't know how to up the tension of the scene during production, so you just did some shitty effect in post. Check out this fucking one. This is supposed to be a flashback to the time when Prudhomme's son died. Why are you intending for the audience to go, whoa, right before watching a kid dying? Alright, whatever. We got one shitty camera effect out of the way. No way they do it again right after. So there's another body in an underground tunnel, and they're going, God fucking damn it! It's a fucking underground tunnel with trash everywhere, and it's dark, and it's damp. It's a creepy enough location. Why do we need to keep overemphasizing it? Speaking of overemphasizing shit, they find a headless body. The killer took the head this time instead of arms. And because the movie needs to show how crazy all this is, we keep cutting between their reactions and the headless body over and over and over and over. And his partner has to keep saying out loud how crazy it all is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What's this guy got? A fucking shopping list or something? Where's his head? There's a guy sitting in front of me here without his head, John. Where's his head?
Like, bro, we get it. We understand. You don't need to keep repeating yourself. Oh well. I'm sure I can handle his partner not shutting the fuck up as long as they don't do another... Fuck!
Shit!
Guys, riddle me this. If we don't hand the audience everything on a silver platter, how would they know that seeing a decapitated man is supposed to be traumatic? Oh well, they're out of the tunnel. I'm sure that he's gonna shut the fuck up about it.
Guy comes in here, cuts another guy's head off, walks off with it, and nobody sees anything? No witnesses? Fuck! I swear to God, man. I've been on the job 8 years, and I have never seen anything like this. Never.
You guys see this shit? I will click it right now. Alright guys, real quick here. This is Diabetic Facts with Andrew, giving you the necessary information to understand that last joke. So, this is my insulin pump. It delivers insulin, and insulin lowers blood sugar. About 1 unit of insulin lowers my blood sugar by about 30 or so. It's different for different people. Now, you want to stay between 70 and 130. However, if your blood sugar gets too low, you could die. And that concludes Diabetic Facts with Andrew. Hopefully now that last joke has landed. All right. Up to this point, the detectives are just finding bodies. It's time for them to do some real detective work, look at all the clues available, and use their brains to catch this guy.
1 plus 1 plus 2y.
Strangely enough, this apparently works, and he comes to the conclusion that the killer is targeting people with the names of apostles and is stealing their body parts to rebuild the body of Christ from them. He kills 1 person a week, which would lead him to complete his plan on Easter Sunday. How does he come to this conclusion, you ask? Well, it wasn't from doing 1 plus 1 equals 2. No, that would be silly. Instead, he looks at the picture of the guy who got decapitated, and, well, he kind of looks like Jesus. So, there you have it. You know what? I would be mad, but the detectives finally did a thing, so you earned that shitty camera shake movie.
Father.
Oh my god, it's David Cronenberg! He doesn't do anything in the movie, though. I just felt like I should point him out. Alright, moving on. The FBI finally gets involved, and you know it's a cop movie, so Prudhomme gets mad. It's been 3 weeks, and I have no leads. What makes you think I need help? I do have a question, though. We have ritual serial murders? Why weren't they here earlier? Also, Prudhomme, at the very end of the scene, asks Agent Wingate, that's his name, by the way, he asked him this.
Can you run a search through your database and see if you have anything similar on file?
No problem.
You didn't do that yet? Again, you have ritual serial murders, and you're like, FBI database, schmefdi, schmatabase. This is like the most basic police work imaginable, and he was instead spending his time clipping coupons and doing 1 plus 1 equals 2. This is our protagonist, everybody. Like, does he even want to solve the murders? I want to take a step back for a second, and let's get a name for this killer here. So, we have a serial killer in Chicago who takes one of the victim's body parts with them. How about The Chicago Scavenger. You know, I think that's pretty good. But even if you don't like it, I just came up with that one off the top of my head. I'm sure the writers who have had months to think of this would... oh, what the fuck? The Numbers Killer? That's what we're going with? Like, what does that even tell me? Wait a minute. Numbers Killer. Wait, I know who the killer is. It's 7. 'Cause it ain't 9.
Come here, you piece of shit!
And we're back to some more boring cop shit.
He's creating the second coming.
That's what I made your mom do last night. Can we go back to this shitty camera work and effects? This cop shit is getting tedious. Oh, thank fucking God. So he does some detective work finally and figures out where the next murder victim is. So he sends tons of units to make sure that this guy's life is up. Oh, wait, it's just him and his partner. It's only a man's life at stake here. No need to go overboard. Hey guys, this scene isn't intense enough. Oh, thanks. It added so much to the atmosphere. Yeah, do it again. I just cannot think of a way to make a scene tense without it. And then Prudhomme stumbles across some performance art? I mean, it's not for me, but like, no need to sneer at it. I'm just kidding. That's a murder victim.
Oh, God! Hang on! Hang on!
Here, real quick, let me move to a place where I have less leverage to stop the bleeding. Oh, fuck, he bled out.
God!
Why?
Well, he left a leg, so I guess that means he's still around. Oh, shit!
Let's split up!
Here, I'm gonna run straight to the backup, and you're gonna get fucked up by both the killer and us.
Shoot! No!
Alright. Keep in mind here that the killer never got the leg. And his partner, well...
We've stopped the bleeding, but we'll have to amputate.
But no, that would be fucking stupid. But...
One of our orderlies was found unconscious downstairs. Someone beat the hell out of him.
I'll send an officer over.
Oh, the police are already here. Detective, the orderly was carrying an appendage downstairs. Somebody stole your partner's leg.
Oh my God, they fucking did it! This is what more of these movies should aspire to do. Shitty movies need to stop trying to be good and just give us the most absurd shit imaginable. When I first saw this, it was this scene and this scene alone that cemented it as a fun, so bad it's good movie. I just wish that I kept that memory in my mind and my illusion wasn't shattered when I watched this multiple times for the video. But, you know, I'll always have this moment. So the killer's pissed that the detective halted his plan, even if he got what he wanted anyway. So...
Your lack of contrition leaves me no choice but to punish you. Your penitence shall be remorse. Remorse for the death of your wife.
There's a unit in the area! Send them over now! Get out of the way!
I love how they don't even try to hide the crowd of people who are clearly there just to watch the movie be filmed.
Sir, I'm gonna have to stop right there! I live here!
Oh, fuck my dead wife! Guys, would this scene be as emotionally intense if we didn't add all these shitty effects in post? Oh wait, turns out it's not my dead wife. It's her friend who she mentioned in an offhand line of dialogue an hour ago.
Oh, Jenny called today. She's gonna come visit us.
There, honey. Let me wipe her blood all over your face. That'll make you feel better. Right after this, they find another dead body, and this time they're not even fucking trying anymore. You're in a meat locker, surrounded by severed legs of animals. Like, come on, you could do more with this scene than add shitty distortion effects over it. Can we get some effort, please? And it's not like the detectives are putting in any effort anyway.
2.5 years ago, police in Clarksdale found a 33-year-old man with his head cut off. Victim's name was Philip Weir. Philip's an apostle name, isn't it?
Yeah. How did we get this?
The FBI computer spit it out.
Just now?
What do you mean just now? Ripley called over to Quantico about 3 days ago.
Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. These are the worst homicide detectives I've ever seen. In, like, any media. Aside from real life, of course. Yeah, we have a serial killer. He's killed 6 people over 6 weeks, and we just called the FBI about it 3 days ago. The FBI agent was in the office. Who, what, where, when, why, how. So, in case you couldn't tell by now, this guy isn't actually an FBI agent, and this is actually the real Agent Wingate.
I'm Agent Wingate.
Wait, is this blackface? Okay, so if this guy's plan was to impersonate a real FBI agent, then he should have something that would alert him when he gets... No, he just meets up with them right after, completely unaware that they've found him out. You know, I guess it makes sense that the cops and criminal are equally incompetent here, and let's talk about this guy's incompetence. When he impersonates an FBI agent, he gives them a profile that fits him.
Based on what I've seen so far, I'd say you're looking for someone of above average intelligence. White, male, 25 to 45 years old. He'll be middle class, a loner, not married. Those who know him will find him aloof but cordial. You see, though he prefers isolation, he has the ability to navigate in social settings when he has to.
If you were in this guy's spot, why would you even get close to implicating yourself? You could have told them that they're looking for like a black woman and use some kind of criminal psychology bullshit to justify it. Even if they didn't believe you, you at least tried to lead them off your trail. Also, this just guarantees that you would be caught and they would know what you look like. We learn later that the killer has a case in Tennessee that I'm assuming he was trying to make sure it wouldn't get connected to him. But it's not like that case got solved and would be tracked to him. In fact, later in the film, it's only connected to him because his picture was circulated and someone in Tennessee recognized the picture. A picture that would never have been seen by anyone if he didn't do this stunt. And like I mentioned before, the cops literally play no role in his overall plan. In Se7en, John Doe intends to get captured by the police because Brad Pitt's character plays a role in his overall scheme. In Resurrection, the killer could have just not interacted with the police at all, and his plan would not have changed. In fact, it's only because he does all this shit with the police that his plan fails. Spoilers. Like, it's trying to do Se7en with its hyper-intelligent killer pulling all the strings type of thing, but, like, the writing isn't close to being smart enough to do this, so it's just the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Anyway, back to this shit. They don't have enough to charge him with murder, so they gotta let him walk.
Yeah. Elkin's here to pick up Wingate. What? Stole him!
Violate this man's civil rights! It's okay, guys. I'm sure cops would only do this type of thing if they're 100% sure that the person is guilty. Right? 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 Well, he gets out. And of course they got a number of cops following him. But they fucking suck, so he manages to sneak his way out of a public restroom.
Alright, if he takes a shit, I want to know how many times he wipes his ass.
Well, you're never gonna see from that angle. Of course he got away. You weren't following orders. So there's a chase scene, they shake the camera a bunch, and then he gets away.
Shit!
This guy can't wait for them at the train station. He's got a torso to get. You know, this is like a genuinely creepy killer outfit that we only see 2 times in the entire movie. Maybe if you invested more in this type of costume and set design instead of shitty After Effects, we'd have a better movie. Well, I guess then it'd be boring, because, well, you kind of need to fix the script as well. Okay, we'll get to the ending soon, but I got a boner to stroke, bone to pick, and I'm gonna pick it now. This script feels like an early draft. Not a first, but early enough to where there's just so many little things that piss me off. Now, all aspiring screenwriters out there, I know I'm some unaccomplished, broke loser who still lives at home, but let me give you some tips and tricks here. Every line of dialogue should be important. I think we can all agree on that. Whether it advances the plot, brings up interesting ideas, or just adds character development, every spoken word has purpose. No shit, right? Well, these writers don't seem to know that.
Hundreds of millions of dollars in computers, and we ID the guy because some old lady in Billingston, Tennessee is watching on TV?
Now, this line would imply that there is something to this. Maybe this is just another part in the killer's plan, because Because if you're going to point out a weird coincidence in a movie, then it probably isn't a coincidence. Except it is a coincidence. Nothing comes of this. Why point it out if you aren't going to do anything with it? And then there's this entire scene. They find the voice of the man who sent them the tape, but when they're about to arrest him, they find out he's blind and therefore not the killer. Do they get any further clues or advance the plot in any way? No. It's literally an entirely inconsequential scene in this already overlong movie. But Andrew, doesn't it show how cunning the killer is by paying someone else who cannot see him to make the recording for him? No! Okay, maybe if you want to get technical, but we've already seen how cunning the killer is with his leaving of clues for the detectives. We don't need to be beaten over the head with it again. Okay, rant over. We're back to the plot. So they're back to looking at the crime scene photos, and oh look, the first house has a window open, and we didn't leave it like that. The killer's using the same house? Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. And guys, this is so crazy that the film insists that we have to see literally every character's reaction to it.
Sweet Mother of God.
What? Wait a minute, guys. I think I just cracked the code as to what this movie needs. Other than the obvious, of course. We need some fucking new metal. Alright, it sounds strange, but hear me out. From about the mid-90s to the mid-2000s, we had what I like to call new metal horror films being released. Some common elements here include a washed-out color palette, constantly insisting on their own coolness, insane amounts of edginess, and, well, I guess this kind of goes along with the last one, but torture porn, which are all things that Resurrection has. The thing is, all of the best films in this genre have one thing in common: new metal soundtracks. Here are some fun examples.
Dude, it's over. It'll move.
You can't tell me the soundtracks of these films don't heighten the coolness or edginess factor, even when there's absolutely nothing going on. Hell, Resurrection. Maybe you could use the music to show how cool you are instead of constantly using those atrocious effects. Come on, if you're gonna insist that you're so fucking crazy, so out there, then go all the fucking way. Don't half-ass it. Here, let's see if we could do something.
All sorts of weird shit. Too lazy to go outside to relieve themselves.
How did you come across him?
One of his buddies flagged us down.
Come on, that's better, right? That band's called Stutterfly, by the way, and please, can someone add their first album onto Spotify? It's so good. All right, back to not good things, because I gotta finish this fucking movie. So they figure out he's going to steal a newborn from a woman named Mary and use the newborn's heart in his creation. But instead of just assigning cops to the maternity wards of all the hospitals in the city, they sit at police headquarters and just wait for the hospitals to call and tell them that a woman named Mary gave birth so that they can then just drive over there instead of, already being there. I shouldn't need to highlight how terrible these people are at their jobs anymore. Man, if only there was a way so that these people who we knew would be in danger wouldn't have died. If only. They make their way to the roof, the camera's surprisingly stable. The killer wastes all his ammo, dangles the baby off the building, he does the ending killer monologue, and then he gets shot off the building. Prudhomme catches the baby, of course, and that's Resurrection. When I started this, I remembered this movie as being absolutely hilarious. And yeah, some parts are really funny, but most of it is just kind of boring. Resurrection is hilarious to start, and then quickly takes a nosedive after his partner's leg is stolen, which I guess makes sense. How do you top that? I mentioned that this is an Easter movie, but aside from the whole religious aspect, there's no indication that it's supposed to be Easter time. I want an Easter bunny, damn it, and eggs, lots and lots of eggs. Oh well, I guess maybe I should have talked about the being for Easter, although all I remember from that movie is that I was bored. One last thing. I'm not religious at all, but I have a soft spot for religious horror films. They're often surreal and otherworldly, and they kind of feel scarier to me given that there is a large percentage of the population who believes in the type of things that happen in these films. The thing with Resurrection, though, is that it is grounded firmly in reality. There's no surrealism, no spiritual awakenings or anything of that sort, and as a result, it's just kind of bland and boring. It tries to be shocking, but no amount of shitty effects which insist on its own shockingness can ever make me horrified at what is happening on screen. And come on, if you're going to try to be shocking and cool, can you at least add some metal music over the top of it to get me headbanging? Oh well, that's Resurrection, a movie I thought I kind of liked, and then over the course of making this video realized that I actually don't like. Follow me on Letterboxd if you want. I'll put it in the description, down below. I'm going to try to do at least one video a month, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you next time.